So, we are here to talk about these memorial trucks. And I did a walk around a little bit ago of these trucks. And I was wondering if you'd be willing to tell us about these trucks.
Sure.
What is your name, sir?
Ed Williams.
Ed Williams. That's fantastic. Now, I actually have met you before.
Right.
And you've actually been to a couple of our events, you said.
Correct.
Yeah,
yes.
The Rolling Thunder gun raffle
Right.
and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But you're always here.
Right.
And so why don't you tell us about these trucks?
Okay. We did a mechanical build on the Patriot, 2008 Ford F-450 dually. In 2015, we started the artwork in 2016, had it finished in 2017, and it's all representative of the veterans and police and fire and first responders, that type of thing. Because I think people tend to lose remembering that without those people, we wouldn't be standing here today doing what we do.
That's the truth. And yet, we seem to take them for granted.
We do. And that's unfortunate. So we need to remind the people, look, the guys that went ahead of us, they paid the price. They paid the ultimate.
Actually, I think we're doing more than taking them for granted. We're actually going out of our way to bad rap them and take them for granted. Yeah, which takes it to a whole different level of coarseness.
That's very true.
You know?
Yeah, very true.
But anyhow, go ahead.
So, we built this one, and it's been, we've been everywhere from Washington, D.C. with Rolling Thunder to Branson, Missouri. It's a multiple national award winning truck. Did again another good year this year. I think just came back with the awards. But it's representative of, so much that our society has given to get us our freedom and keep our freedom. The truck behind me over here is a 2017 F-350. It was built in 18. It's representative of the police and fire. So one side's all done in blue, the other side's done in orange and reds.
Wow.
Yeah, and we commemorate our police and fire because, again, they get beat up. And you got a couple of bad ones here and there. That's in every part of society.
That's a fact.
But the majority of those guys are doing the job we don't want to do every day.
That is a fact.
So that's, like I said, in recognition of our police and fire first responders. They're out there every day doing it. They're putting it out on the line for us.
That is a fact. So this one is for police and fire.
Correct.
This is to the military.
That's correct.
Now, I couldn't help but notice, and you were talking to me earlier about it, but it's kind of obvious that you have this truck in red, white, and then blue.
That's correct.
How'd that come about?
Well, we were actually in Branson, Missouri at a show, and one of the people in the show, the attendees, had made some comment because at that time we hadn't finished all the artwork. It was just everything in the blue was finished. That was in 2016. And so between him talking to my wife and she bringing it up to me, she said we should finish it in red, white, and blue. I was a little bit hesitant because I couldn't get in my mind where you divide the lines of colors. And so that's the problem I had with it. But our artists and our body shop guys put it together, come up with a direction to go with the colors. And so now we have the red, white, and blue in commemoration of our country's flags.
So leave it to the artistic guys to figure out how to do that.
That's correct. When we designed this truck was completely laid out on paper with pictures taped on everywhere. Chris still has that paper in his shop with it up on the wall. So I always tell people, I draw machine parts. I can't do that. This is a whole other level of art that I am not capable of doing. So we have to have those people.
It takes some unique special talent to do that.
It does.
You want to walk us around this truck?
Absolutely.
Talk about it?
So we have here Mount Suribachi, the raising of the flag on Iwo Jima. And then on the back it's commemorating, or remembering, I shouldn't say commemorating, our 9/11 tragedy.
So this is a 9/11 memorial.
Correct. And we have memories of all of our branches of the military. We had Space Force this year. So that's the final piece, so I hope that's the last branch we have to worry about. But you never know.
I like that.
And then so we also added the 9/11 firefighters because you remember Iwo Jima, these guys are doing the same in a different light, but they're trying to get us back to a sense of normalcy back in the United States. And these guys like I say, they're out there every day putting it together. So we have.
Now that's a beautiful eagle, dude.
There are 13 eagles on the truck, 3 on the flags, 1 on the hood, and the rest are in the artwork. And there's 2 eagles here actually. There's one up here on top that you almost can't see. But we have the preamble for the United States Constitution, Mount Rushmore. And when you think about Mount Rushmore, we have our buffaloes. That should be a national symbol as well as our eagle.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
So then we have the Capitol building. We got Washington Monument. That's a Norman Rockwell print with the cop and the little girl. Because again, we're trying to pay tribute to being as inclusive as we can. So you have to include the police with that.
More Americana than Norman Rockwell.
He's out there, that's for certain. So the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
Yeah, we're a K9 here, a military K9. Like I said, again, as part of the inclusiveness. If anybody understands angel flight, they'll know exactly what that's representative of. That's the unfortunate side of war, but we have to bring our comrades home.
Yeah.
Not always in the best light, but it's just you put it out there. Well, angel flight is the C-130 Hercules, and it's a phenomenal. If you ever see that in person, it'll give you shivers.
I don't want to see it in person.
Me either, but yeah, it's one of those things. So.
You know, I have a couple of friends that are Gold Star parents, and you know them, Pam and Harold.
Right.
You know them, and they're real good friends of mine. I have a few others. And I don't ever want to see them.
No, you're absolutely correct.
And I had 5 kids in the military.
Nice, yeah.
One is still in. And my daughter, one of my daughters, because I had 2 daughters, one of them ended up with a Bronze Star and Purple Heart. Yeah.
Can't even imagine.
Yeah. And she was non-combat, but she ended up in combat.
Right.
You know, because of the supply.
Right.
You know, and she ended up with Bronze Star and Purple Heart. You know.
So up on the forward fender on the driver's side is Thunderbirds. I was in the Air Force, so it's represented on my side of the truck. That's the reason it's on this side of the truck.
Okay.
We have that's like a head bandana. We do a lot with sub-zero mission. We do a lot for our homeless veterans, clothing, and supply and stuff. So that's what we have there.
Okay.
It's really hard to see unless you go up on the ladder. But there is the USS Iowa, the battleship, with a Apache attack helicopter, an M1 Abrams tank. And the picture of this woman on this side, she's the pilot of the F-16 that's represented on this other side.
So that's the pilot that flew this airplane.
That's correct. The truck was done in 2017, finished, I should say. She was in a combat role in South Korea.
Okay, what was her name?
I'd have to look it up. I've got it, but I don't have it.
I don't remember off the top of my head either.
Yeah. But so, and we always say our last piece is when and I have a guy that's looking for her. When we get her, I want her to sign the truck under her picture. That'll be the final piece.
That would be amazing.
Yes, yeah. And so then we have.
If anybody knows who she is, and neither one of us at the moment can remember the name, but there's somebody out there that may know who she is that flew that plane in Korea, and we would love to meet her.
So on this side, we finished with the Blue Angels, the representative of the Navy. And this obviously we well understand now. What people won't understand unless they really think about it is the figures in the background in the shadow.
Oh, the ghost image.
So everybody says we pass through the light, so we have the light caskets coming through. These are our forebears that have gone before us, welcoming our fallen home.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
It does when you think about it.
The Bible talks about having such a great cloud of witnesses.
Right.
Those that have went before in the faith.
Right.
You know, and they're soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been referred to that way. And you have that represented right here.
So then we have the firefighters again, because they're doing the job that nobody else wants to do every day. Vietnam Wall, that's a tough one. I never personally lost anybody. I served in the military. I got out in '73, so that's a little more personal to me. Everybody tends to forget our nurses, our Navy corpsmen. This is a World War II representative of nurses. Because of what they do to assess what we do, we have to represent them because we forget them so many times.
We do.
And then this is the memorial for the Vietnam veterans, Statue of Liberty. She greets the newcomers. She greets the newcomers in New York.
Well, that is absolutely fascinating.
That's pretty much it. They don't always carry the Pledge of Allegiance with us. We've been very blessed to have the ability and the capacity to do what we do. We don't ask for donations. It's not what we do. It's just personal for us. And it's just, I was there, the truck speaks for itself. And it set us on a journey when we started. And we don't know where it's going to end, but we're going to enjoy the trip.
Nobody ever knows where the journey's going
That's
to end.
correct. Nobody has a crystal ball. So.
No, of course not.
I don't know if I want to know when my journey ends. The day comes, the day comes.
You know, what do I do to the Cyclops? You know, ends up messes it.
Right. Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah.
But again, we've been very blessed with the people that we've had working with us and working for us. Not really working, it's the labor of love. And the truck, like I say, it speaks for itself. It holds its own in the national circuit, and it's done extremely well. This round, again, we brought 2 more as well. Three trophies last week, 2 more again today. So,
now you just got those 2 today. Now, was that one last night?
That was 20,
or no, that's 2018. I wasn't seeing that. Okay, and this was one.
The front and center. This is the new one from last night. That's the first place in class.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, I want to thank you for spending some time with me.
Absolutely, thank you.
Doing a walk around. Actually, the walk around was great. You know, because then you can pay attention to the detail instead of just taking a glance at going, hey, that's nice, 2 thumbs up, and keep on going.
Right, yeah.
You know? So I want to thank you for that.
I appreciate that. You know, we've had so many veterans and the stories from the families and everything else, and it hurts you sometimes, but it's healing at the same time to some of the people. And then once you open that door, hang on, because you may be in for a ride, and that's happened a couple of times with us.
Yeah. I'll have to make a suggestion for something to add to the truck. I was just thinking, we were talking about the Gold Star parents and the Blue Star parents and all that. You've got several white stars there. What if you turn one of them blue and one of them gold?
That's a good possibility. I'll suggest that to Chris, see what he says. Yeah.
It's just something that just now, as I was looking at it, just popped into my head. And I wonder if anybody would know what the blue and the gold stand for.
I think, excuse me, more and more people do. If you'd have done that 10 years ago, they'd be like, what? But
so they're more aware now.
I think they're more aware. That's a good idea.
Well, I want to thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for this is take 2. I screwed up the first one by having it on time lapse again, and he was gracious enough, and I think the second time was 5 times better than the first.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Well, you have a great day.
You do the same. Thank you for everything.
All right.
Take care.
All right.